Now the next question is, if x minus iota y is equals to under root of a minus iota b upon c minus iota d, then prove that relation. Now this is given relation, and that is two proofs relation. We are using given relation to prove that relation. So what is given to us? X minus iota y under root of a minus iota b upon c minus iota b. So under root is there, so we need to take square. Taking square on both sides. So x minus iota y whole square under root of a minus iota b upon c minus iota d whole square. Square will cut out with under root. So we get x minus iota y is whole square a minus iota b upon c minus iota d. Now what we want to prove, we need x square plus y square's whole square. So from that relation we are getting little bit hint that if we are taking modulus of x minus iota y, then its value is under root of x square plus y square. So under root is missing, but at least we are getting x square plus y square. So from taking hint from that relation, we are taking modulus on both sides. So modulus of x minus iota y whole square, modulus of a minus iota b upon c minus iota d. Now x minus iota y into x minus iota y, because there is power 2, so I have written x minus iota y into x minus iota y, then modulus. And modulus property will apply modulus property here, z1's modulus upon z2's modulus. And of course before taking modulus we need to change it into the standard form. A plus of minus b into iota, c minus d into iota. And here it is, this is your z1, this is your z2. So z1 into z2 is in multiplication symbol and modulus. So property will apply x minus iota y modulus into x minus iota y's modulus. So again this is not in standard form, we need to change it into the standard form. X plus of minus y iota, x plus of minus y iota, here a plus minus d iota and c plus of minus d iota's modulus. So now we have different terms with their modulus. So with their modulus, we need to calculate their values. So x plus of minus y iota's modulus is saying under root of x square plus of minus y's whole square. Again x square plus of minus y's whole square is equals to a plus of minus b iota. It is saying a square plus of minus b square whole upon c square plus of minus d's square. So it is saying x square plus minus square is positive, y square into x square plus y square is equals to a square plus, say minus square is plus b square whole upon, same with the case of c square plus d square. Now these are the same terms. If we have under root a into under root a, we'll write under root a whole square. So same here, we'll write x square plus y squares whole square. 2 will cut out with the root and we get is equals to a square plus b square under root upon c square plus d square under root, x square plus y square. Now the last step is, we need to prove, if we we are watching on right hand side, we need a square plus b square upon c square plus d square. We don't need root. Here root is there, but rest of the terms are same. The terms are same, but root is not there. So we just want to cut this root, so we are taking squaring. Squaring both sides. So x square plus y square whole square. X square, the square was also there, square was also there. So we took squaring both sides. So x square plus y square whole square is equals to root with cut out with squaring, a square plus b square whole upon c square plus d square, or you can write it under root will cut out with 2. So we'll get x square plus y square whole square is equals to a square plus b square whole upon c square plus d square. This we wanted to prove. Hope this question is clear to you. Now let's do another question. Next question is saying, if alpha and beta are two different complex numbers with modulus of beta is equals to 1, then find modulus of beta minus alpha 1 minus alpha conjugate beta. This is your NCERT's question. NCERT's miscellaneous question. Alpha and beta are two different complex numbers. Before that, we always took in place of alpha and beta z1 and z2. Two complex numbers means z1 and z2. But now it is given to us alpha and beta are two different complex numbers. We cannot change the statements. Cannot change the statement. So here the author has used alpha as z1 and beta as z2. So we have to take alpha and beta only, because the question is saying, so alpha and beta are two different complex numbers. These are complex numbers, and modulus of beta is equals to 1. We need to find the value, but we want to find modulus of beta minus alpha 1 minus alpha conjugate beta. We need its value. So we'll use one relation, that modulus of z square is equals to z into z conjugate. This is the property that we did in previous video. Modulus of z square is equals to z into z conjugate. So we'll take its squaring. If this is your z, we'll treat it as z, z's modulus. So z's modulus square is equals to z into z's conjugate, whole conjugate. Beta minus alpha 1 minus alpha conjugate beta. We'll use the property of conjugate here. Conjugate property was z1 plus z2's whole conjugate is there, then we can split it out. Same in case of subtraction as well. So here is subtraction, beta minus alpha. Beta and alpha are nothing, these are different complex numbers. So we can write beta's conjugate minus alpha's conjugate. 1 is real number, this is not a complex number, so 1's conjugate cannot be possible, 1 remains 1, minus alpha conjugate was present, so we need its again conjugate. Alpha conjugate was there, so we need to conjugate of alpha conjugate. So we wrote alpha conjugate and beta's conjugate, because if z1 z2's whole conjugate is there, we can write Z1 conjugate into Z2's conjugate. So we have beta minus alpha whole upon 1 minus alpha conjugate beta. Beta conjugate minus alpha conjugate 1 minus alpha conjugate's conjugate. We know Z's conjugate is Z. So these all are the properties of conjugate beta. So alpha's conjugate is alpha beta conjugate. If you are not understanding these properties, then first of all kindly watch the previous videos in which I have explained conjugate of a complex number and modulus of complex number. Only then these questions will be understandable for you. So please watch those videos first of all. So now the step is beta minus alpha upon 1 minus alpha conjugate beta. Beta conjugate minus alpha conjugate upon 1 minus alpha beta conjugate. Now we'll multiply numerator with numerator and denominator with denominator. First of all, beta will multiply with this bracket. Beta multiply beta conjugate minus alpha conjugate. Then minus alpha will multiply beta conjugate minus alpha conjugate. Same in the case of denominator. 1 will multiply with another bracket. Here minus alpha conjugate beta will multiply 1 minus alpha beta conjugate. Now we'll multiply beta into beta conjugate minus beta into alpha conjugate minus alpha into beta conjugate minus plus alpha into alpha conjugate whole upon 1 will multiply 1, so 1 minus alpha beta conjugate minus alpha conjugate beta into 1 is alpha conjugate beta minus plus alpha conjugate beta alpha into beta conjugate. Now again we'll apply this very relation. Z into Z conjugate is Z's modulus square. Here beta is also complex number, so beta into beta conjugate is beta modulus square. Alpha minus beta's conjugate. Same in the case of alpha conjugate. So alpha conjugate is alpha modulus square whole upon 1 minus alpha beta conjugate minus alpha conjugate beta plus. Now we are just separating the terms. That means alpha with alpha and beta with beta. Alpha into alpha conjugate, beta into beta conjugate. All four are in multiplication. Here all four are in multiplication. We have just changed the places. Alpha with alpha conjugate, beta with beta conjugate. Why we have done this thing? Because we know alpha conjugate is alpha's modulus square and beta's conjugate is beta modulus square. So beta modulus square, we'll write numerator as it is. Beta minus alpha conjugate, alpha minus beta conjugate plus alpha's modulus square whole upon 1 minus alpha beta conjugate minus alpha conjugate beta plus this is alpha modulus square, beta modulus square. Now in question it was given to us beta's modulus is 1. Now we'll use this value. Beta's modulus is 1. 1's square which is 1. Beta alpha conjugate minus alpha beta conjugate alpha modulus square 1 minus alpha beta conjugate minus alpha conjugate beta plus modulus of alpha square into 1 square because beta's modulus is 1. So 1 square is 1 minus beta alpha conjugate minus alpha beta conjugate plus alpha modulus square whole upon 1 minus alpha beta conjugate minus alpha conjugate beta plus modulus of alpha square. Now you are watching, both the terms are same. How? One is 1 plus with plus sign, here is 1 plus with plus sign. Beta alpha conjugate with negative sign. Beta alpha conjugate with negative sign. Alpha beta conjugate with negative sign. Alpha beta conjugate with negative sign. Alpha modulus square, alpha modulus square. So terms are same. So we can cut and it becomes 1. So whenever 2 cut with cut, if 2 is in denominator, 2 is in denominator, we can cut and its answer is 1. Same here, in a similar manner it becomes 1. So its value is equals to 1. It is 1. Now here it is power 2. We need the value but without power 2. We need the with power 1. So whenever this power goes to that side, it is under root of 1, which is 1. Okay, if you are watching this video, then we know that you already learned, I think in 10th class, that whenever the power will goes to right hand side, it goes with under root sign with plus minus symbol. If it goes to another side, it goes with plus minus symbol. But we are using only plus symbol here just because of this is a value of modulus. Modulus value cannot be negative. So we are not taking any negative symbol. We are taking positive of under root 1, which is 1. So we need to find the value. Now we have already find it out. So this is the value of beta minus alpha, 1 minus alpha conjugates beta's modulus. This question was very important question. Hope it is clear to you. In next video, next video we'll learn how to find the square root of a complex number. That is also an important topic. So in next video we'll learn that topic. Now till then, stay safe and be healthy.